People keep making same mistakes again and again while working on software projects, and then they complain that their customers are not satisfied with their service. We have delivered over 100 small to medium to large scale projects in the past few years, and we think if there is one way to successfully deliver a software project, it is to tackle the hardest problem first. Because if you don't do that, then you are building up the tension from day one. Your customer agreed to sign the contract, they paid the advance or the kickoff payment, and then you started delivering the very basic features like authentication or user management or dashboard or some responsiveness. But that is not why your customer came to you for. Your customer came to you to develop their unique idea. They want to see how their unique idea looks like once it's developed into an actual software product. That is why they came to you for. Because imagine this, you delivered the first few milestones, and all of those milestones did not cover the core problem of the platform. And then the customer kept paying for that. And then when it came time to solve the actual problem, you are getting stuck. You face challenges, you face issues, which is very common in software industry, which is very common in engineering and development. But then by that time, customer has already paid a significant amount for the project, and now you are struggling to solve the core problem for their platform. Now the customer's reaction just piles up, and they just overreact on some minor mistakes. Is it customer's mistake? No, it's definitely your mistake. You had to structure the delivery in a fashion that the hardest problem that the customer came to you for was solved in the early stages. Now imagine the alternative scenario where you solve the very complex problem of the platform in the very early days. You planned the first milestone, and the first milestone was nothing but a POC of the core problem. And you built that without having any authentication system, without having any kind of dashboard or a pretty UI or responsiveness. You just proved to the customer that the very complex problem of their platform can be solved and you can solve it. Okay, so once you do that, once you solve the hardest problem of their platform, of their product, then they trust you. Then they don't care about everything else. Then they know that it's just a matter of time that you are going to deliver the whole product. They don't have to wait for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months to see whether or not their idea is possible or not. You as the consultant has proved to them that their idea is possible and you can do it, and now they are willing to wait for more weeks or months to get their hands on the final product. A few months ago, a client came up to us and they had a very complex idea, a very unique idea to build a platform. Can't reveal the details, but they basically wanted to have some kind of monitoring on YouTube through a Chrome extension, right? So they just came to us, we agreed to work with them, and in the very early days, in the first couple of weeks, we gave them a deliverable which was very basic. It was not production ready, but they were able to prove that what they wanted to track via the Chrome extension on YouTube was doable. They were able to see how that can be done in the end product. So all of their concerns, all of their worries, all of their doubts that they might had at that stage were gone. And now it's been multiple months that we have been working with them, and the engagement is going very smooth. And why is that possible? Because the client knows that the hardest problem of their product is already solved. Now it does vary from project to project that whether or not you can build the POC or not, whether or not that very small version and to prove the idea is doable or not. But as a consultant, it's your responsibility to make sure that the client is satisfied with whatever you are committing in the early days. If the client just wants to have a very basic version of the dashboard and authentication in the early days, then sure. But then make sure they have agreed on that. They have agreed to delay the initial proof of concept after the basic dashboard or basic platform version for whatever reason they need that. Hey, if you're enjoying the video so far, then make sure to hit the subscribe button. We have seen that more than 60% of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So if you're not subscribed, and if you can click the subscribe button down below, it will help me a lot and motivate me to create more videos like these. Back to the video. Because most of the time, a sale is not closed after you have signed the contract. The sale actually starts after the contract is signed. The customer is vetting you every day that you have spent on the contract. So once you have built the initial POC and once you have proved yourself that it's doable, then your customer trusts you. Your reputation is already built up, and it's very much possible that they start coming up with you with more of their ideas, because now they know that you know the right approach to deliver those projects. In some cases, some founders or companies who have never worked with contractors or agencies might not know what's the right way or right approach to execute our project. And as a consultant, it is your responsibility to tell them that they have to start with a POC. They have to start with the proof of concept to make sure that their idea is executable. Don't worry about integrations. Integrations can be done as long as APIs are there. What we have to do ultimately with the integration, the calculations, the analytics, or whatever we have to do with the data that is coming from the integration, we have to first prove that that is possible. We once had a client who wanted to build some very complex infrastructure based tool where they wanted to build something like a replica of Cloudflare. Now, we had no experience building complex cloud tools like that before, but once we had the client, we decided that we will go with the hardest problem first. We will start building the VM, custom VMs, and setting up the cloud infrastructure programmatically, all of that in the early day stages. And we will build the dashboard to run all of those VMs later on. And we did that, and we were surprised ourselves that it was definitely an engineering problem, and we enjoyed solving that. And now we are not stressing that maybe in few weeks, maybe in a couple of months, once it comes down to building that actual engine of the platform, we are not able to do it. Because ultimately, even if the client has paid off the initial milestones, you are going to ruin the engagement, you are going to ruin the relationship, and the client is going to sue you later on, and all of that amount that you have earned through the initial milestones, it will either be taken away, or it will be a very very painful experience for you and for your customer, and you will definitely not be getting any kind of referrals, which is not a nice way to run a business. My name is Hashir Beg. I'm a software engineer turned founder. I have a team of engineers, designers, and we help customers and founders and businesses turn their ideas into actual software products. If you like to work with us, if you like to work with me, then you can go to riveseed.io and fill the contact us form, or you can just reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to have a chat. Like this video, share it with your friends, and if you have any suggestions of how we can improve this content, or if you want me to talk about something in particular, then drop your suggestions in the comments down below. Thank you.